let's wrap it up. The last part of number 6 is an extension, which is kind of fun, and that's where you would take a piece of paper to go along and you would use a blank, like the edge of a blank piece of paper as your ruler to go along the diagonal hill of your rectangle on your triangle above. And then you measure how long that hill would be, and then you place that along the squares in your grid to see how many squares the hill is. And then once you know how many squares your hill needs to be, then you add that plus the 8 plus 9, and you get the perimeter of your rectangle. It's really not as hard, or your triangle. It's not as hard as it feels like with all those big words, but it's very easy. It's kind of fun. So moving on to number 7. Oh, look at that. I crossed this out because I didn't like it. Okay, so don't do that part. We're going to make your own rectangle, and each person's may look different. So that's why I didn't do it for you, and I don't want to do it for you. But make sure that your rectangle meets these requirements, particularly starting with this one. The perimeter of your rectangle can't be any greater or smaller than 28 units. So that means top, right, bottom, and left all together can only be 28 squares all the way around. So how could we break that up? We could break 28 up into 20 plus 8, which would mean you might have 10 on top, 10 on bottom, 4 side, 4 side. You could break it up into 18 plus 10. So it may be 9 on the side, 9 on the side, and 5 on top, 5 on bottom. It's up to you how you want to do that. But it says its sides are either vertical or horizontal, so you can't make a parallelogram. No slanty hill sorts of sides. Everything needs to be straight edges. And each of the corners, each of the vertices needs to be in a different quadrant. Remember how we did, we labeled the 4 quadrants of our grid. So you need to have one corner in each of these 4 quadrants. That's not that hard. It's basically what we did above, but you get to create your own rectangle within these parameters, within these requirements. So here are a couple options, and this one you can do on your own. And it'd be kind of fun to come back and see what each person came up with. Or did you do something? These aren't the only options. You could do different numbers, use different numbers to come up with a perimeter of 28. It just makes it a little tricky or a little skinny. So I'd love to see what you can come up with, and we will bring these back to class when I see you on Monday, and we can share those out. I will see you then.